As you know, influencers always seem to be up to no good. Many times they are flaunting on social media to make their life appear more exciting than it is. Little did we know though, a lot of these influencers have been exposed for living fake lives. I'm going to tell you all about it right here on IO, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Coming number 10, Hush Puppy. Nigerian influencer Hush Puppy once flaunted a life of luxury that many became very envious of. He seemed to have it all, from penthouses to expensive cars. Hush Puppy was always posting about his lavish lifestyle. He often attached messages of motivation, but now people are realizing that it was all just a big scam. Recently, he admitted to conning people out of at least $24 million, including $1 million that was meant for a children's hospital in Qatar. Anytime someone inquired about how Hush Puppy gained his wealth, he would claim that he amassed his fortune by playing the real estate market in Dubai. However, this facade he was putting forth was broken apart by the FBI, who raided the influencer's home and found $41 million in cash, 13 luxury cars valued at around $6.8 million, and phone and computer evidence containing more than 100,000 fraud files and the addresses of nearly 2 million possible victims. He then was arrested and flown to the US, where he was transferred to a jail in California where he will await his sentencing. Coming number 9, French fakery. A French influencer by the name of Oceane El Himar, who rose to fame on a reality show, posted a photo of herself in business class thinking that no one would recognize her. She captioned the photo with "Next stop, Monaco," but unfortunately for her, a fan ended up spotting her in economy class wearing the exact same outfit as in the post. They then took a sneaky pic of the influencer in her seat, and within a matter of moments it went viral on Twitter. Honestly though, a lot of people were split on this. Some praised her for knowing how to save money while also flaunting a lifestyle online to continue getting paid, while others said that exposing her was important to make sure her followers don't fall victim to these unrealistic expectations. One user points out, "It's good to expose these unrealistic standards these fake internet models set for young girls and boys so they don't grow up idolizing the wrong people in the wrong lifestyle." Couldn't agree more. Coming number 8, Chase McNary. A Bachelorette contestant actually tried to persuade someone into giving him free rent. As you can see in this email request, they said that they were reaching out on behalf of a Bachelor in Paradise contestant and social influencer named Chase. After bragging about the big following that he has, then the begging begins. Right at the bottom of the email, you can see that they request for free rent by saying, "As a Denver local and owner of Revel Social, Chase is looking to partner with an apartment complex in Denver as a live-in social influencer and absolutely loves your property. If this is something you would like to discuss further, please let me know." What in the hell is a live-in influencer? That's my question. I guess most influencers just live in the wild? I just can't get over how bold someone would have to be to say that their follower count equals free rent. Coming number 7, Victoria Waldrop. Also known as Whoa Vicky, this famous kid came under a ton of fire for cultural appropriation when she began posting videos on Instagram claiming to be black. Her first rise to popularity came during the lotion challenge back in 2017, and since then her online antics have raised some questions. Namely, how does one stop this famous kid from continuously acting more and more ridiculous than she is? It really just comes down to the way that she behaves in nearly every video that she was posting, throwing money around, calling people out, and flexing way too much for someone that young. Seriously though, where are her parents, and has anyone asked them why she's allowed to be so crazy online? I just have a lot of questions about this chick. Coming number 6, virtue signaling. Okay, so this one is just next level clout chasing, and the worst part is that it's coming from a lot of micro influencers. After the Henan province was devastated by massive floods and torrential rain, it destroyed thousands of homes and resulted in an economic loss of $384 million. Reportedly, the catastrophic landscape started to become the perfect backdrop for Chinese influencers to post videos where they pretended to be saving people. Yes, they were actually pretending to save people. One report said that an influencer even went as far as stealing a rescue boat to make their videos seem more legit. When stopped by the actual people that were trying to rescue people, you can hear a rescuer shouting, "It's crystal clear to everyone here that you weren't really trying to save people, you are scumbags." Well, that's one way to deal with them. Coming number 5, Daisy Marquez. Some influencers are really out here trying anything and everything to garner more attention for themselves, and if that means faking that your house is haunted, then so be it. YouTuber Daisy Marquez is a prime example of this after she posted a video to Twitter where the door behind her mysteriously opens. Immediately her eyes open wide in shock as she tells her audience that she might be getting stalked by a ghost. Although one fan exposed her by saying, "Am I the only one that thinks this is too staged? Having seen Daisy's videos, she probably would never film in that lighting, and it looks straight out clickbait, considering she posted about going on house hunting a few days before posting this." Coming number 4, Carolyn Stritch. Faking on Instagram just seems so commonplace nowadays, from airbrushing blemishes or enhancing a sunset, or like Carolyn, completely faking a trip to Disney. This UK-based influencer with 457,000 followers decided to pull the wool over people's eyes twice, although she was more so doing this as an experiment to prove to people just how easy it is to fake your life online. The influencer, who was 32 at the time, posted a heavily edited photo of herself and captioned it with, "Tomorrow I'm going to be 22 and I'm treating myself with a trip to California. I'm off to Disneyland." Then she posted an edited photo of herself standing in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle. However, if you've ever been to Disney, then you'd know this was photoshopped almost immediately. To get a photo like that with absolutely no other tourists around you would be next to impossible. It would require them to actually shut down the entire area, but regardless, her post was still liked by over 17,000 people and impressed many in the comment section. Coming number 3, caught in the act. In a perfect world, influencers would make it illegal for people to take photos of them that they intend on photoshopping later, so that they don't get brutally exposed online for living a fake life. Unfortunately for this influencer, some eagle-eyed spectator had caught the moment that she was doing a photo shoot for her Instagram, and the photo that she actually posted is insanely different. As you can see, she had used some crazy photo editing to make herself completely unrecognizable from the image taken on the right hand side, which looks like an aerial shot that someone snapped while passing by this parking garage photo shoot. It could be a copycat, but most likely she has used some filtering app or Photoshop to get the fake image that she wanted. Coming number 2, Belle Gibson. Back in the early days of Instagram, influencer Belle Gibson was one of the first major con artists. In the 2010s, this Australian wellness influencer got tons of followers for promoting a diet of clean eating and launching an app called The Whole Pantry. Here's where things started to get a little bit weird though. She told her followers that this diet that she had created had been helping her battle and even cure multiple types of cancer, including a brain tumor. After doing tons of tours and speaking gigs, she said that she had been diagnosed with more cancer. Following that, she released a cookbook and promised her followers that the proceeds would be going to various charities. However, in March of 2015, a report surfaced that said the $300,000 that she had made had not been donated anywhere. She then tried to claim that she had been falsely diagnosed with cancer, but then later admitted that she never had any type of cancer. And by 2017, a federal court in Melbourne had ordered her to pay $410,000 in fines for false charity claims. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Lil Tay. This once innocent kid busted onto the social media scene with her ridiculous videos of money, cars, and expensive items. People had so many questions like, where did she get all this money? And how is she sitting in a Lambo? And more importantly, where are her parents? Lil Tay got a ton of hate online for her short flexing videos, but in doing so she also gained millions of followers. We soon realized that her family, namely her brother and her mom, were behind the scenes coaching Lil Tay into behaving this way. But now that she's had a taste of fame, even she believes it was all her idea, calling herself even the youngest 9-year-old flexer of the century, which just means that her family has completely inflated this poor kid's ego. Coming at number 10, Byron Denton. Starting us off at number 10 is actually someone who was trying to show people just how easy it was to fake living a life of luxury. Bizarrely enough though, people still called this vlogger out for exposing himself. Although if you're doing that, you probably missed the point of his posts. Many people were convinced though that this London-based vlogger had suddenly become ultra wealthy. Inspired by his fellow YouTuber George Mason, who had faked going on vacation, Byron decided to try his hand at Photoshop, but with a different approach. He genuinely wanted to see if the reason people had an obsession with celebrities was due to the fact that most people can't afford to live the lives that they flaunt on social media. This became evident when a Photoshop picture of him on a private jet hit 1,000 likes in just 7 seconds. He also went on to expose his editing of designer brands and the powerful effect that it had on the audience engaging with his content. In a follow-up video he said, "Me wearing a designer top or designer shoes, the likes I got on those photos, even though it's still an outfit of a day though, just of me wearing a certain outfit, just doesn't contain any designer, to then be pulling 12,000 likes. So that's like 10,000 more people clicking the like button of me wearing designer, just because I'm wearing designer." Coming number 9, Her Royal Highness. Fans of this popular Chinese video blogger got quite the shock upon finding out that she wasn't exactly who she said she was. The blogger has always referred to herself as Your Highness and just so happened to have a technical glitch during one of her live streams that accidentally revealed to her audience that she was not really the young glamorous woman that she was portraying. Turns out that she was just catfishing the whole time. You see, what happened was during a joint live stream she was urged by her fans to show her face and remove the filter that she had been using, but she refused, apparently adding, "I can't show my face until I receive gifts worth 100,000 yuan. After all, I'm a good looking host." Followers apparently then began sending her donations, but at some point the filter that she was using stopped working, revealing that she was actually a middle-aged woman. Although she didn't notice the glitch until people began leaving her VIP access room in large numbers. Coming number 8, another beautiful day. A couple of German influencers really upset the internet after they tried to solicit donations from their fans for an upcoming vacation. The couple had launched a campaign on GoFundMe where they tried to finance a trip that would include things like hotel stays, phone cards, and bikes for the ride. And their plea for this money was just as strange. In their post they said, "We could write a long text about mental health or global warming, we could tell you about following your dreams or how important stepping out of your comfort zone is, we could tell you how beautiful traveling is and its benefits, or the fact that most news don't match reality, but we're going to show you, less talking, more action." On top of that, the real exposing came when they accidentally admitted that Caitlin's mother, who works 2 jobs, was also helping them go on all these lavish vacations for their Instagram page. In an article by BuzzFeed, the couple's response to being exposed was just as sad. During the interview they said, "Some will tell us to get jobs like everyone else and stop begging, but when you have the impact we do on others' lives, getting a job is not an option. We could model and make fast money, but we don't want to advertise consumerism. A normal job at this point would be detrimental." Every day our society strays further from God. Coming number 7, Tiffany Mitchell. This lifestyle blogger based in Nashville had to answer to a lot of critics after she turned her terrifying motorcycle accident into a photo shoot opportunity. While being interviewed by BuzzFeed after this backlash, she said that she would never have turned a very important personal story like this into a brand campaign, adding, "I'm sad that some people are taking it that way," before requesting that BuzzFeed not do the story because it would then draw negative attention. Although when it came to the photo shoot, this was not the case. Some of the photos of her lying on the road being tended to strategically had a bottle of smart water placed in the shot. Now, while we're not debating as to whether or not her accident was real, what's definitely not real are these super high quality shots of her just lying in the middle of the road. And the comments were quick to point this out. One person writes, "This must have been super scary and I'm glad you're okay, but if my friend continued to take photos while I was lying semi-unconscious in the road, I'd be furious. I love your photos, but it's a little weird to include those." It certainly is. Coming number 6, Logan Paul. Logan Paul's ability to bounce back from controversy is like nothing else, and because he is constantly embroiled in scandals, he has become no stranger to being exposed. This one is just as bizarre though. Back in 2016, Logan decided that he was going to clickbait some of his fans by putting out a video called "These Glasses Cured My Colorblindness." In the video, Logan puts on some glasses that were specially made to counteract the effects of colorblindness. He then claims that they allowed him to see color for the first time in his life, which implies that he had black and white vision previously. Although that right there is a red flag. Colorblind people do not really see in black and white except for some really rare cases. But as soon as Logan puts on these magic glasses, he is suddenly getting emotional. He also says really questionable things like not knowing that his own parrot had multicolored feathers. And after the video gained a ton of views, people genuinely started to believe that he truly was colorblind. However, a year later he then admitted that the whole thing wasn't legit. He claimed to have not lied about it, but rather embellished to create a story. Coming number 5, Danielle Cohn. This teen influencer has more than 1 million subscribers, but her way of getting those clicks was very controversial. She actually posted a video with a title alluding to the fact that she was expecting a child. Many were already creeped out thinking that she was 15 years old, and it became even more shocking to discover that she was actually 13. During an interview with her father, he said, "For years I have done the diplomatic thing while dealing with my daughter being online in a way I didn't approve of and trying to have it handled out of social media because I figured the system would work and keep my daughter safe." AKA he thought that the internet would do all of the parenting for him. But nope, she just got exposed for lying. Coming in number 4, Casey Sosnowski. A Florida student and influencer certainly learned the hard way that lying on Instagram can come back to bite you. Casey here posted a photo of herself allegedly before a big hike. In the post she captioned it with, "Nature is the ultimate healer to all of our problems." Unfortunately for Casey, her sister was not far away and wasn't going to let her get away with this. On Twitter, Carly posted a screenshot of her sister's post and revealed what was actually happening behind the scenes. In the tweet she said, "My sister said she was going hiking, this is our backyard." And as you can see from the photo that she attached, her sister is 100% just posting up in her own backyard. Twitter users found the story pretty hilarious, but several people were also very impressed by the size of that backyard, saying that it actually looked like a place that you could go hiking. Coming in number 3, Johanna Holson. When you become famous for being a travel blogger, people are watching because they want to see an authentic experience wherever you're currently visiting. I've watched travel vlogs to learn more about certain countries, but the Instagram travel vlogger feels like nothing more than a chance to promote some products with a unique background. At least you'd hope the background is unique. But for travel blogger Johanna Olsen though, she decided that organic photos weren't the best way to go. After getting an awful seat at a restaurant, Johanna was upset with the scenery behind her in this photo and therefore decided to Photoshop her own. A sneaky tactic that would have gone unseen if it weren't for so so many people on the internet that know what Photoshop is. And it wasn't just one photo though, she also placed herself over a bridge that she never was physically taking photos at. All this influencer fail did though was show us how inauthentic Instagram can truly be. Coming in number 2, Lisa Lee. Back in 2019, this social media influencer from China was not only exposed for living a double life, but she was exposed by her own landlord. Footage of her messy apartment quickly went viral after this blogger with 1.1 million followers tried to pass off that she was living some lavish lifestyle. After Lisa had missed several payments on her utilities, the landlord decided to take a look inside of the apartment. The landlord, Miss Shen, even gave a guided tour of the filthy apartment and told the news team recording that even professional cleaners had refused to clean up the apartment. And when I say messy, that is an understatement. There was garbage scattered all over the floors, moldy food on the counters, and dog poop smeared in various spots. Miss Shen then told the news team interviewing her that despite this influencer presenting to be a beautiful woman, her real life was much more disgusting. Once she had been exposed for living this double life, Lisa apologized to her landlord and said that complete responsibility lies with her on the incident. She also promised to clean everything and blamed the mess on a busy schedule. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Ollie London. Now this one is pretty cut and dry, but I felt like it was important to include. Ollie London is a white influencer who said that he identifies as Korean. He even had multiple cosmetic surgeries to make himself look like Jimin from BTS. Ollie had gone viral after he exposed his new face and revealed that he had no less than 18 cosmetic surgeries to mimic a Korean looking face. According to a previous YouTube video posted by the influencer, their surgeries have included a facelift, brow lift, temple lift, eye surgery, and a dental procedure, which is a lot of work to get done just to live a fake life as a fake Korean. I don't know about you all, but I feel like this transracial stuff is going a little too far. I'm all for letting people live their lives the way that they want to, but come on, this is just next level offensive. Many people on Twitter were quick to let Ollie know their thoughts. One user said, "As a Korean non-binary person, I haven't really talked about the Ollie London thing, but the fact that they are acting like it's genuine and that it's part of the journey due to an identity issue really irks me. It's a mockery of trans people and it's cultural appropriation." Couldn't agree more. Coming number 10, clothing line fail. In the age of influencers, it's difficult to tell which ones are telling the truth and which ones are faking it. For one influencer named Ari, she found out the hard way that faking your engagement numbers can have disastrous consequences. Online, she appeared to be this fashion influencer who would travel and live a life of luxury. Not to mention, she was a loyal fan of Fashion Nova, so was constantly tagging them in her captions without stating if the post was an ad or not. When it came to launching her own clothing line, she got exposed hard though. Prior to the release, she did little promo for her upcoming launch, and I guess just expected her fans to be fawning over her new merch. Unfortunately, she had to make a post outing herself after she was unable to sell a minimum of 36 shirts for the company that she was working with. This meant that they were suddenly not going to move forward with any of her products. Coming number 9, Taylor Paul. Influencer Taylor Paul has 1.9 million followers on TikTok, but some of her biggest videos as of late have been about her home being haunted. Now of course, if you believe in ghosts, you'll be quick to want to believe this video. However, TikTok users on the other hand were quick to point out how obviously fake these videos were. For example, one person says, "Let me tell y'all, it's just a thin string pulling the refrigerator and the light hanging. Focus on the light and you'll see it's all scripted." Which is exactly correct. This video is too coordinated with the music that went along with the video, which we couldn't play because of copyright, but believe you me, it's all scripted. And if that part of her life was fake, imagine what else she's doing on there for clout. Coming number 8, fake photo op. An influencer named Fiona Moriarty McLaughlin was called out during the pandemic after she went viral for posing for a photo pretending to board up stores along Santa Monica's 3rd Street promenade following mass riots across the city. The retail area had been severely damaged by looters the night beforehand, and I suppose to make her followers think that she was a good Samaritan, Fiona decided to fake that she was actually helping. After walking up and holding a drill for maybe 0.2 seconds, she handed it back to the actual person helping and then hopped into her Mercedes SUV and just drove off with her photographer/boyfriend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
The video has been viewed over 29 million times on Twitter and was shared by Ava DuVernay, who said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna put Twitter away for a few minutes before I throw this phone across the room," which is right on par with how I feel about this selfish act as well. Coming number 7, Marta Rentel. We spoke about Marta Rentel on this channel before. If you recall, she was the influencer that was selling her love as an NFT for a whopping 250k. Marta is a Polish influencer who is very forward about the separation of an online persona that she has and herself in real life. So This is why I put her on this list. You can't be out here faking some online persona and scamming people out of money and not make it onto this list. Getting exposed for living a fake life doesn't always have to happen by some randos online. It can sometimes be the influencer themselves. She actually said that her online persona is Marty Renty, which is who this lucky winner I guess will be receiving love from. It's such a farce that I can't even keep it together whenever I read back over this information. Rentel is clearly faking an online personality to trick men into paying for love. Turns out love do cost a thing, and if you got that reference, please comment Nick Cannon. Coming number 6, Addison Rae. Back in September of 2020, a viral TikTok appeared to show that Addison had registered as a Republican 3 times, once in 2014 and again in 2016 and again in 2018. The video racked up more than 1 million views, and so Addison had to address it, and in her response she said, "This isn't real. First, I'm from Louisiana. Second, I'm not even registered to vote and never have been. I'm actually doing it for the first time with someone important and I'm excited to do so. This is fake." However, that being said, it baffled many of Addison's fans when she showed up to a UFC event attended by former President Donald Trump. Addison seemed adamant that she was not Republican, but had to answer to many after she introduced herself to Trump and said that it was nice to meet him. Many people online expressed their disappointment in seeing how friendly she was with the former president. One person said, "Steals from black creators and coddles white supremacists. Are we really surprised?" I guess not. Coming number 5, Josh Taylor-Lynn. 2 influencers who were in Bali recently had their passports seized after painting a mask on their face instead of actually wearing one. They have since been identified as Josh Taylor-Lynn and Leia Say. While the pair were at a store in Bali, they wandered the aisles as Leia walked around simply with her face painted blue, adding white lines to appear as though it were strapped behind her ears. Although her lips and nostrils were pretty much a dead giveaway that this was just paint on her face. As the pair filmed themselves walking down the aisle, you can see that Leia was attempting to avoid being caught or called out by other people in the store. Although that didn't stop people online from calling both of these influencers out for acting like complete morons. Not too long after the video went viral, Indonesian immigration confirmed with the press that both of them had their passports seized and the authorities would be looking towards deportation. Coming number 4, Catherine McGrew. Catherine is feeling the heat online after a ton of complaints rolled in regarding her skincare brand 1212 Gateway. To promote her new skincare product, she posted on Mother's Day saying, "Happy Mother's Day to all the strong mothers in the galaxy. Use our special code Motherly Love to shop our Mother's Day sale." And as you can see from the preview of that top comment, people were not happy to find all of these negative reviews regarding 1212 Gateway. I saw a lot of buyer's remorse happening, with one customer saying on Instagram, "The resolution to my damaged $100 order was to send a $20 gift card. Save your bank, y'all." With others heeding a much harsher warning, even calling the product itself disgusting. Another customer commented, "Do not buy these products. I loved them the first time I purchased, but the second time I ordered they came dirty with pubic or nose hair. Disgusting." I posted a video on TikTok. When they tried to get help from 1212 Gateway, they were either given little to no compensation or were just straight up ignored. This kind of negligence during a worldwide pandemic should not be tolerated either. I feel like a health inspector needs to visit whatever warehouse she is shipping these products out of, because that is just unsanitary. Coming number 3, Tayden. Tayden was an early adopter of the TikTok app and therefore made a giant mark on the platform. He became widely known for his funny yet brief comedy sketches, which typically featured a disheveled wig. With over 2 million followers and another 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, he certainly had a dedicated fan base. As soon as his popularity began to rise though, so did the controversy. Another TikTok star named Ian Allen accused Tayden of inappropriate behavior after meeting Tayden on Grindr. He claimed that he didn't know that Tayden had a big following but was interested in him regardless. In response to this accusation, Tayden tweeted out, "Never in my life would I have thought I'd be depicted as such a terrible person. It's never been who I am. I've definitely learned, and I can't do anything else but let others kill me. Love you all who have supported me. Thank you." So he didn't really even try to claim innocence, which just made his fans even more disturbed by the accusations. Coming number 2, Nessa Barrett. For those of you who don't know, Nessa became big on TikTok and was considered to be part of the Hype House as well as the Sway House. With over 16 million followers on the platform, she has slowly transitioned into a music career as well. Most of her fans seem to already love the music that she was creating, but some people were quick to spot that her new music video looked a lot like artist Peach PRC's video for her song called Josh. Thankfully for Nessa, Peach was pretty cool about the content being copied, or ripped off if you will, which to me just shows a lack of creativity from her team, really. In response to the outpouring of people tagging Peach on Nessa's video, she responded with a comparison of the 2 videos and captioned it with, "Okay Ms. Nessa, I see you." Unfortunately, Peach was attacked by Nessa's fans for commenting on this, so she had to clear it all up by adding, "Once again, I'm not coming at Nessa. I'm sure it was her team who pitched the idea to her, and it's not her fault, but as a small artist, I'm still bummed." I'm bummed too. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Paige Nyman. Now, it's one thing to look like a celebrity and capitalize off that clout, but it's a whole other thing to lie to your followers so that you can copy what this celebrity is doing in their life. TikTok's Ariana Grande lookalike did just that. She came under fire from fans of Ariana for recreating her bridal photos. On the caption of the photo of Paige wearing a wedding dress, she writes, "Guess who got married? JK, I'm single AF." Although, like I said, even with that JK in there, Ariana fans were still very angry. One fan writes, "Paige Nyman is so embarrassing, she goes too far every time. Who the fuck recreates a wedding photo? It's one of the most special events in everybody's life, not something you just simply recreate. She's so scary at this point, for real." While Paige did say that she has become less of a fan of Ariana, it seems like this drama surrounding her copying the singer's life events may have caused too much backlash to continue acting like this. But before we get out of here, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "Karen Sues McDonald's for Something She Did." Chun Kai Feng says, "Damn, her moral's worth only $14, she obviously has no faith." Facts. Big facts. Janice says she probably tackles her microwave for not heating her food fast enough. I'm guessing you're right on this one. Cherry says, "It's the McGrets." McGrets. Everyone has suffered from them at least. Everyone has suffered from them at one time or another. Usually alcohol is involved. This is the first I've heard of religion being involved. Same here. Same here. McGrets. Hashtag McGrets in this comment section right now. Matthew Steele says, "Here's Johnny. Stay awesome. Great job, y'all." Thanks, Matt. I appreciate your comment. Just a Clapper says, "Can I sue the school system because I don't have the career and income I planned on having as a child?" This one's almost too real. Can I sue the school system? I mean, I got a piece of paper hanging on my wall that's just an expensive piece of paper. It really does nothing. Let me know how far you get with this one. I'm gonna check out some of your comments from the video titled "PewDiePie Exposes Dream's Minecraft Cheating Scandal." Sarah12 Cross says, "To be honest, this is the second time I heard of Dream in the past week. Never heard of them before." Yeah, I've literally never heard of them until PewDiePie mentioned Dream, and I think a few other YouTubers, maybe I heard H3 talking about Dream at some point, but previous to that I was totally unaware of how big Dream's channel was. CL Brierly says, "Felix is low-key ruthless and those saying he is using Dream for clout are funny." Yeah, that was pretty funny that people were saying that he was trying to use them for clout, but yeah, it's the world we live in. The Raven says, "The Dream fans really think that they can give the GOAT clout?" Yeah, maybe new kids, I know how PewDiePie always says he has an army of 9-year-olds, but those 9-year-olds are probably 18 now because he's been around for so long, so who knows? Maybe it's a new army of 9-year-olds that are getting clout. Giving him clout, rather. Fidelio says, "In 2021, I've learned that doing a hot take or having a difference of opinion on an influencer on social media will cause their stance to come for you whether or not it's warranted." Couldn't agree more, and I have felt the force of many stans. It's Adri says, "I'm kinda glad Dream didn't outrage like most of his fan base." Yeah, he handled it pretty well. I would say that most people would have freaked out if PewDiePie, exposed them in such a way. But before we get out of here, I'm gonna check out some of your comments from the video titled "Top 10 Celebrities That Don't Shower Part 2. Mia says, "They have so much money and assistants to do everything for them and they still can't shower." You think they'd make some time for it? At least sometime. John Doe says, "My mother's sister is scared of smelling of sweat. She uses cans of scented products a month to smell nice. She's my antiperspirant." Solid joke, John. Solid joke. Melissa says, "I've always thought the celebs would smell like flowers or good perfume, but oh God, was I wrong." Oh God, were you ever wrong? At least you know who to avoid at red carpet events, You just gotta keep a little list. I'm a pizza in disguise. Interesting name. Concerning Julia, there are eco-friendly hygiene products out there. Yeah, I know, I was immediately thinking that too. All these celebrities that are like, I'm doing it to be eco-friendly. It's like, then just use eco-friendly products. Doesn't mean don't shower. Janie Murphy says, "Well, all I can say is this is a whole new meaning to the phrase being filthy rich." You guys are hilarious. I love the IO audience. Seriously. All very funny people. But guys, that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.